Alrighty, waiting for both streams to get live here. Alrighty, we're live on both the YouTubes and the Twitches, and I'll just put my links in the chat. We'll get going here. It's been a while for the stream. Alrighty. Okay, so got all the links in there. And to introduce myself, I'm Steven Simpson. Most people call me Steve. My girlfriend calls me Steven. Otherwise known as Coach Steve Money. And if you've got money problems or just want to make sure you're on the right track, you are in luck. Because I am a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. That is Dave Ramsey's company, and you can schedule a free, yes, free, no strings attached, financial assessment / consultation with me at calendly.com/coachstevemoney. You can email me about anything at all, anything on my channel, anything regarding the Ramsey stuff, financial coaching, scheduling, streaming, computers, anything you have. You want to ask me about CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Donations can go to PayPal.me/CoachSteveMoney. Alrighty, let's kick it off. And this is how we do it. This is how we do it. Alright, it goes like this. Tech support, maybe occasionally a witty retort. Tech support, don't forget your covers on your TPS report. So no, this is the tech support. Alright, welcome to Tech Support with Coach Steve Money. This is number, I forget what number, let's see. Okay, that's enough of that. Trying to get copyright claimed on that. This is Tech Support with Coach Steve Money number 28. Recorded live on July 16th, 2022. It is a lovely Saturday here in Columbus, OH. And let's see, let's go to that. Let's get rid of the tech support logo right there. There we go. Let's get rid of the music, or should I keep it for, no, that's right. I was gonna say keep it for the end and do an end outro, sing along, but I guess I won't do that. Maybe next time. All right, so we go to tech support. Their subreddit is reddit.com/r/tech support, as you can see right up there. Let's see, is this, no, it's only, oh, it's 200%. Okay, so that should be big enough for even me to read it. And we sort by new, and we just go and talk about mostly computer stuff. This is a tablet, probably won't be able to do much about that, but let's see if it has Windows on it, maybe. Huon Canvas 12, never heard of it. Let's check it out, Wheeze. Let's find out what it is. And I have my, instead of capturing the window today, I have, okay. Never heard of that brand though. All right, you know, tablet's a tablet probably. So should be all right. Have not heard of that brand, as I said. Oh, but did I finish? I have my desktop, so that way you can see if I go into control panel or anything like that. Then you can see you know, what I do on the computer if I go in like device manager or something to show you in something in there. Let's see, I have a here on Canvas 12 is acting weird. I was about to work on an art piece today and it's connected to display 2 on a laptop. I don't know where this other display even came from. I've gone to both version 14. Forgot my water in the kitchen, that's okay. I'll make it through. And 15 of my driver to fix this issue by going to the work area and changing it to display 1. However, that didn't work. It stayed on display 2. Excuse me. I tried to do the identifying monitor thing, and when I had selected display 1 and applied, it still identified as display 2. Why this is an issue is because display 2, which I don't know didn't even know existed until the problem doesn't have my art program. I have a screen tablet and I'm not able to use to its full potential if it's on display 2. Tried removing display 2 from my laptop altogether. However, when I did, my tablet didn't work and just shut it off. It's staying on display 2 for whatever reason. Definitely didn't put it on display 2. It just started acting like this today. Please let me know if there's a solution. Tried everything, uninstalling driver, trying to change this display in the work area, restarting my laptop. However, nothing new. I have no clue if it's the tablet that's the problem or the cable. The cable to what? If you are trying to connect it to another device, such as a monitor or even a laptop, it may be using that laptop as a different display. It's possible. So probably to get rid of it, you would have to reconnect that and then switch the displays around from 2 to 1 is what I'm thinking. But that's all I have on that one. That whatever it, in order for it to have a display 2, it would have to have been connected to a different monitor at some point. And so you have to connect back to that, and then so you get both monitors, and then you can switch them from 1 to 2. You can split your tablet to display 1, and then just remove the other one, and it should be just fine. How about that? All right, save me from going to repair shop. Windows will not boot on SSD, which is a solid state drive. That means no moving parts. It's not the spinning disk like the HDDs are, hard disk drives, because they are older and slower and much less reliable. So this is, who is this? Bop Beep Boop Beep Bop posted this. 1 terabyte HDD is outdated and dying as it is at HDD, and that's what they do. Solid state drives can die as well, but just far less often as an HDD. I bought a 2 terabyte NVMe. That is a type of solid state drive. That's basically just like, do I have any? Basically, it's just like a circuit board, and it's shaped somewhat like this. And it just goes into your motherboard on a slot and basically just fits right in there. And it's like that big, and all the storage space is on chips on the little circuit board. So let's see, installed it and cloned the entirety of my HDD with Macrium Reflect in accordance with articles like the one linked. Clearly that was wrong. It wouldn't boot from my SSD and only sometimes gave me a Windows error message. Well, if your drive is dying and it is already a bad drive, it may not clone correctly. Is the first. Oh, it says luckily my HDD is still fine, but he said it's outdated and dying. So which is it? Figured I was just trying to redo the clone, but Mac and Reflect won't let me. I've tried to wipe the SSD. I literally can't delete the Windows files on it. That's not how you do it. You delete the partitions. From there, let's see. Let's go to the tried every BIOS option and explored every disk management page that I could find on Windows and got nowhere. All of the articles that I tried to read use a ton of jargon that's just too stupid to understand. So lost, tired, frustrated, felt like it had been 2 days of language with things. At this point, I just want Windows on SSD to treat me on a baby and tell me what I'm going to do. Okay, to clear the SSD, delete all of the partitions on it in disk management. Whoops. Or boot with a Windows flash drive, and you can delete partitions on the page where it asks where you want to install Windows. And then secondly, what? You said, why is that not? Okay. You said HDD is, whoops, HDD is dying. Then you said it was fine. If it has problems, it may not clone correctly. All right. Try EASUS or EASUS. I don't know how they pronounce it. Todo or to do backup free to clone your drive from within the Windows OS that is on it. Don't have to boot to something else. If you have further problems, I would suspect the HDD does in fact have issues. Okay, and also to tell them after the clone is complete, and a lot of people screw this up, this next part. After the clone is complete, shut down the computer and remove your HDD so that the SSD is the only thing that it can boot from. I have seen it happen where something gets confused and it will not boot properly, or it will set up a boot sector on the wrong drive. Let's see, not a boot sector, but set up the boot info on the wrong drive. So it's best to not have the drive connected until the SSD has booted correctly. Many times. All right. And so, yeah, I would imagine most computers, especially younger today, like not old people like me, would probably be able to handle this, especially since you've already used that other software. It should be very similar as far as cloning it, but maybe that's what's the problem. You didn't remove the HDD, is what I'm guessing. All right. Okay, this one is help. My computer is typing stuff on its own and Windows Defender isn't detecting any threats. Okay, auto spots. Auto spots, roll out. That was close enough to Autobots, right? Randomly, I'm not sure how often, my computer will type these things out on its own. Negative 2.3 plus. That is weird. If it's that same things automatically, that is random waves on computer seizing last around 6 seconds. It's happening. Running on updated Windows of Is it in a DOS window or does it just type in the taskbar search box? Whoops. Scan with malware bytes. Whoops. Malware bytes free or trial version. Okay. But yeah, since it's like specific things like that, then that's definitely some kind of script being run or something like that, since it's the exact same things every time. Or even if it's not, if it's like where it's doing double, I mean, it's like printing like this part, the 2.1 negative 2.13 plus divided by 1 minus, and then enter, and it goes to the next line. Then yeah, that's like not probably not a bad keyboard, but you can try switching out keyboard. Also, whoops. Also can try a different keyboard just in case. Or if you have a I'll leave that out. But like I've seen where somebody had a similar problem, a client had a similar problem, and it's because they had a steering wheel connected, for like a gaming steering wheel connected, and it was under the desk, and like he would hit it with his foot, and then it would turn, and then that basically it took that for typing input. MPAL 059 headphones. Let's see what those look like. Always interesting to see what things look like. Okay. Never heard of that brand either. Pretty self only happens when I get a notification. Oh, so you get a notification about something and then it says maximum volume on what? I have no idea. Unless your notification just like notification causes it to think, you know, to give a report on what the volume is, I guess. Don't know. Weird. You can Google that and see if anybody else has had that problem. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people will post a question in a message board like this or a subreddit, and they will not bother to Google it. And I find that most of the time, as a PC tech, 25 plus years of experience, if you've had you have any kind of computer or electronic problem, most often somebody else has had the exact same problem too. And most of those people probably post about it. So internet's a really good resource for fixing things. But so if you have something specific like that, especially like electronics like that, and it's not like a computer problem, that would be more a general thing, and more people, might be affected by it. But something like people that just have this headphones, maybe the manufacturer's website even their support forums would maybe have something about it. But you should be able to just Google it, and that even should come up automatically. All right, this from Torpedo Life, 24 minutes ago. Dyson Air Purifier will not connect to network. Oh, I forgot what time I started. Phrasing. Excuse me, sleepy. Apologies. 37, I forgot what time I started. I guess I can check. Let's see, so I don't have to do it later. Let's see. Let's see. And it doesn't, 21 minutes ago. Okay, so 21 minutes, so 5:17. Okay, so we'll go to 6:17. All right. So let's go, there we go. All right. Dyson Air Purifier will not connect to network, so I'm assuming that's the Wi-Fi or the Bluetooth, probably the Wi-Fi. Fancy Dyson Air Purifier. Aren't you a Richie? Fan from Costco. And part of the reason I wanted it was because the app displays what is in the air it is monitoring. Interesting. I've tried countless times connecting it to the app on my iPhone, and I get to a certain point and it just comes back with the message connection failed. Could be broken. Part of the pairing process included connecting directly to the device through my Wi-Fi settings on my iPhone, and it says either weak connection or no internet connection or weak security. Okay. And that could be, let's say, tech support. Says I can only do this via my 2.4 gigahertz frequency. Okay, if you've been in touch with tech support and they couldn't help you, it's likely nobody else will either. But you never know, worth a shot. Try connecting on both of my Wi-Fi frequencies with the same result. They suggested I try setting it up in the room where the main router is located. Yep. So I moved it in the room and it did not work. They then told me I need to contact my ISP and ask them to split the Wi-Fi. I explained that I have a 2.4 and a 5 gigahertz though. Does it make sense to ask my ISP to split the Wi-Fi? I'm assuming the tech support for the company knows what they're doing. I would assume that, as opposed to it being a BS response. I mean, granted, that does happen sometimes, I'm sure. But set up that way through my router to broadcast both frequencies. You could maybe change your router settings so that it only does the 2.4 and test it that way. Let's see, when connected directly to the Dyson and getting the no internet connection or weak security connection message, what does that have to do with my home network? Since this is the signal coming directly from the device. Connected directly to the Dyson and getting the no internet connection, or it could be just the Wi-Fi on the Dyson device screwed up. So if you haven't bought it that long ago, I would try to exchange it at Costco. And a lot of people do this a lot. I mean, if you don't have any network problems and it's only one device that can't connect correctly to your router, then logically that problem is going to be that one device and not your router, not your internet service provider, or anything else. But people don't like to take things back, it seems. A bunch of them look for other answers before that one. Or worse, since everything's ordered online these days, sending it back online, they don't want to do that. Okay, this from Bukaki Saka, very nice. Cannot connect to this network, error solved. Oh, okay. I'm using new laptop temporarily, can't connect to my home network. I've tried resetting the hub router. Restarting the laptop, updating all drivers, and resetting Laptop to factory settings. Other devices connected fine, but not the laptop. I'm currently connected laptop to my phone's data, but I keep having to top it up. Costing a lot of money. Yeah, don't do that. Also can't select a flare. FlexFi PDA Net for the app. PDA Net Connect for PC allows you to use the cellular network. Registers as phone data instead of hot. Okay, that's not it. Oh, turns out I was typing in the wrong password because I missed a hyphen. Don't get why it wasn't telling me the password was incorrect though. It doesn't tell you the password was incorrect. I think it just says it doesn't connect. I'm trying to remember if it does that when you connect to a Wi-Fi on Windows. I don't think it comes up and says wrong password. I think it just like puts you back to the connect thing, or it says could not connect. I think. I don't have a laptop or anything to try to connect to my wireless to test it out, but I don't think it does that. So, alrighty, this from Educational Solid 918. So, I'm not sure how to explain it, but whenever I move my mouse in a game, it moves way faster than on my desktop. And it moves faster when I move it left or right than up and down. Sometimes it kind of teleports around, I guess. Try different mouse would be the one thing. And is it in every game or just some games? You can go into mouse settings. Okay, mouse settings. And change the speed right in there. Yeah, cursor speed right there. You can play with that phrasing to see what it is. And if yours is like some funky mouse, Razer mouse, or some kind of crap like that that has its own settings on it, you could do that. Try like a regular mouse that doesn't have all that junk on it. And see what it does. And if it's fine, then the problem is your probably very expensive fancy mouse. So that's what I'm guessing. Same sensitivity, will feel faster at a lower resolution. Okay, yep, that's true. Don't play stretch, play on Windows 11 with HyperX Pulsefire Haze. Do 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 do. I was right. Steve, you're right. Steve, you're right. Steve, you're right. Yeah, here's an idea, maybe, and maybe wireless as well. Here's an idea. Do it with a regular mouse instead. And if it works fine, the problem is with your expensive mouse. Doop, 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 doop. All right. Constant blue screens of death and no dump file phrasing despite new SSD. All right. Okay, well, guess what? That means if it still has the blue screens of death, that means it is, if you cloned an old, if the problem was the old drive, that you think it was the old drive, and you cloned it to the SSD, you could still have cloned the problem right on over to the SSD. Or if it's not the old drive that you possibly cloned to the SSD, then the problem is some other piece of equipment. You have to do a fresh install of Windows to rule out software issues, and at that point, if it's still giving you issues after a fresh install, that means you got bad hardware of some type. So, sorry, I was saying you don't have a dump file, which I think is the problem. Manually creating one bricked my old SSD. So that means that old SSD was having problems, and so you probably cloned it. We'll see if they says. Let's see. Been having this issue for a month with it culminating today to my computer system. with the 3-0, which getting specific, blue screen of death, always with the dump file creation, failed during dump creation, probably bad, because bad drive. Boom, 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 new CPU, almost never the CPU. CPU is the most likely item in a computer to go bad in my 25 plus years of experience. Maybe I had to replace 3 of them. Many of all of other parts, many other motherboards, many hard disk drives, more solid state drives even I've had to replace since they came more in fashion. And let's see, oh, it is a fresh Windows install. Okay, so happens with a fresh Windows install, you got other issues. RAM. Mount 4 8 GB, yeah. Mount RAM, motherboard, or could also be video card. Run on motherboard video to test if your board has that. Slay, what they say, we're still able to get into Windows before or after, yeah. Sorry, I don't understand. What the hell? Half of my text is gone. I was saying test your memory with memtest 86. Memtest 32 is really old. They have memtest 64-bit now. All right, Windows key not working. Is that the only one that's not working? Maybe that's broken. And with another keyboard plugged in, exactly. You try plugging in another keyboard. The other thing you can do is do OSK, which is the on-screen keyboard. You type in OSK and that comes up. And then you can, oh, that doesn't have the Windows key on it. Oh yeah, it does, right there. There you go, and you see it brought up my menu right there. I think my chat app is right in front of it. Let's see. Yep, okay. So it's showing you. I was just check on. All right, what did I do to that? Okay, there we go. Whoops, messed it up again. This is what happens because I don't have a. There we go. Don't have an engineer. Doing this all myself, folks. All for you. It's all for you. Do. So that's if you like don't have a keyboard or something like that. You can just you just type in OSK, and that will be another. That'll be a good highlight. So then that will tell you if the problem is the physical key or that keyboard, and on a, let's see what that is, if that's a freaking keyboard, expensive keyboard model, or yeah, optical, mechanical, gaming keyboard. Everybody loves to spend a lot of money on these things, often not necessary. I know you can like program like keys to be a combination of keys or whatever, but I don't know. I guess I'm a crotchety old man and I don't believe in that kind of stuff. No, it's fine if you want to do it, but just stuff like that does tend to cause a lot of problems in my experience. This is from FoolDuel_6. Blue screen of death again. System service exception. So I was playing Fall Guys and chatting F with my friends on Discord. Shout out Discord. When suddenly the PC froze and a blue screen of death happened with the error code system _service exception. And it restarted, but it would go to BIOS and no further. Okay, so that means it's not booting. That means it's either not seeing the drive or it's not seeing the Windows installation on the drive. Turned off my computer, then back on, and it would still go to BIOS and not the Windows desktop, right? Windows repair tool from the installation media. Attempted to boot from safe mode through command prompt. Attempted to install a fresh copy of Windows. I cannot see my M.2 SSD. Right, it's not on BIOS detected devices, and it is my boot drive, and even on Windows installation, I couldn't. It wouldn't let me install Windows on my HDD. Is it possible SSD is broken, causing my PC to blue screen of death, then not to boot to Windows? Yes. Built a computer 2 weeks ago and haven't had any problems. Let's see. Yes. Most likely either bad SSD or bad motherboard not being able to detect a good SSD. All right. Doing the Lord's work here, helping people with their tech issues. All right, let's see. We got about another 15-20 minutes here. Running through these pretty well. This from Salt 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 1 0 or 9 10, I guess. I cannot add Snapchat friends. This is probably a phone issue. When I add someone, a spinning wheel. How's it go? That song. What goes up must come down. Spinning wheel, round and round, something like that. But never loads. Phrasing. I also can't do things like add an email to my account, or it just says try again later. I've restarted phone, reset app, clear data and cache, uninstalled app, nothing has worked. Sounds like the internet may be an issue. Sounds like it may be internet related. Other than that, can't think of something. Could be the Snapchat server issue as well. If you're not having internet issues, maybe they are, or something else wrong with their thing. There's Torpedo Life again. What did they ask for earlier? They're having too many problems. One person having this many problems. It's like, maybe talk to somebody that knows more about computers. I guess that's what they're doing, but like Torpedo Life. Oh, they had the Dyson thing. So what is this problem? Opening these ports. Trying to open ports to try to get that work. Oh, I have Lutron Light that suddenly stopped working and tech support suggested open. Alright, so you got all kinds of fancy schmancy crap that doesn't work apparently. Let's see what Lutron lights are. Google, give me Lutron lights. Okay, so your whole house is connected through your router then. Very nice. Okay, beautiful light. Let's check it out. There we go. Alright, they get a nice little plug, free plug on my show. If they want to sponsor me, they certainly can. CoachDmoney@gmail.com. If I could do it through my Orbi router, you would do that through the router. Is this something I have to access to do with that you have access to do? You have to use your administrative account to be able to change that on the router. Any security issue with open these? Only if something else is trying to get them. Only if they're trying to connect to those ports. All right, let's see. You know what? I am going to get my water. I will take just a 30-second break. I will be right back. Alrighty, I got my water for a forch. I put it in the refrigerator and it wasn't just out on the counter. So it is nice and cold. Alrighty. Let's see, this from Melsna. Dad copied files from old phone. It marked his HDD as excluded on boot and reset his PC. That's weird. I'm sorry, one moment again. Alrighty, so dad copied files from old phone. So that means he connected the phone, probably via USB, to a computer or a laptop, marked his HDD as excluded on boot, and reset his, when you say it did, it marked his HDD as excluded. I don't know, let's find out. Oh, dad's Android phone kept crashing and finally wouldn't work. Only a couple years old, S20 or S21. His carrier said they can't find the issue and will replace it for free. He doesn't have a protection plan or anything. That in itself seemed odd. You have to pay extra for a protection plan. So no, do not get that ever. Back up your data on something else always. Anything that's important to you that is on any electronic device, have it on multiple electronic devices and also in the cloud. The more important it is to you, the more places you should have that data. All right, let's see. He plugged in the old phone to his desktop and just selected everything and copied to a folder on his desktop. That should be fine. He says it seemed to copy fine. Then suddenly locked up, whole PC froze, having a little suspicion that just doing that, that's not like using a separate program to do that. Yeah, that's not having a separate program to do that. So it's just using Windows Explorer to copy that over. So that should be fine. I'm going to say that's unrelated. I mean, it could have frozen if the phone keeps crashing. I mean, that could send weird data over, but if it copied fine, then that means it was working correctly for that at least. But I mean, it could have sent some kind of weird data over, but it wouldn't have marked his HDD as excluded from boot. You can't do that from inside Windows anyway. That would be a BIOS thing, and so that has nothing to do with it. So let's see. He said it seemed to copy fine, something locked up. Having little suspicion in the first place, he said he gave it 10 to 15 seconds and pressed and held the power button and kept it off till I saw him. Okay, that's fine. Because if the computer's frozen, but it's still powered up. You can't hit start and shut down as you always should. Where is it? Shut down right there. As you always should when you shut down, instead of just you know, holding in the power button. So you have to do that sometimes, so that's fine. When we power it up, just kept getting blue screen of death. Try to boot in a safe mode, blue screen of death. Try to boot from last known config, blue screen of death. Finally checked boot order and saw his hard drive was marked excluded from booting. Added it to list, booted fine, right? But his computer was basically factory reset. He had to have done other stuff then. He had to have selected that to do that. The computer is not as smart to do factory reset. Desktop was bare, no phone files, none of his icons, no restore points, not just a spare internal drive, still seemingly had all those files he put there. So if the spare internal drive, maybe that's his spare internal drive. Make sure which drive is which. So check that out. But yeah, so I mean, you could have, if you didn't know exactly which drive, maybe you added the wrong one. Maybe that was an older one or the newer one, and you've been working off the newer one. I would try to set it to the other one in boot to see if it's if you just made that point. But it would not be able to factory reset itself without going through several different clicks. If a virus or something from his phone can do something like that, I don't think so. I just don't understand how copying files off his own phone could mess with his BIOS boot order. Right, I don't think it did. I don't think that had anything to do with it. Then wipe his main drive. He wants his, I think it's just coincidence. He wants his file off his spare drive, but I'm afraid to even touch the PC again. Or am I just crazy and it's probably fine? There's 4 comments. Hopefully they took care of them. Let's see. Shouldn't have any effect unless he pulled a virus. Do a field scan. As far as the files, I doubt there was anything on the phone. Let's see if he. Alright, I'm gonna put in there. Try booting to the other drive. Maybe he or you mixed up which one the spare is. Also, what else? Also, a factory reset can't be done without multiple clicks and answering, "Are you sures?" And answering, "Are you sure?" Make sure he didn't do this by, all the kids say on accident, but it's by accident. I almost typed it because I was saying it. There we go. All right. Let's see. Phone check. Let's see if it's a girlfriend or something else. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Show her for Mooresburg for the other one. She said she loves me too. How about that? Other managers who is struggling and nervous. Such a good person. All right. She's pretty cool, dog. Anyway, let's see. Let's get back to the tech support. Dr. Jones, no time for love. Lucid _77. Laptop takes multiple attempt. Multiple would imply attempts with an S on it to boot. Experiencing this since past 3 to 4 days. My HP laptop is my laptop is HP Pavilion. Pavilion spelled incorrectly, but I'll give you a break on that one. Gaming 15 When I press the power button, it lights up, but then after a few seconds turns off. The screen does not turn on, or the fans. Can't hear the hard drive spinning either. After a few attempts, it finally boots. Once the laptop boots, it works like usual. Everything works normally. Also, once the laptop is booted throughout the day, this problem goes away. So it takes many attempts to boot it at first, but once done, I can shut it down and power it on again. And it does so normally, but the problem comes back the next day. That is weird. Tried removing the battery and holding the power button down for 30 seconds, then keeping it back and turning it back on. But the problem does not go away. It's odd because all my hardware seems to be just fine. Is there nothing wrong? It's affecting the power button. It's not loose either. I don't know if this is a hardware issue or I'm going to flare it as hardware for now. One comment. Sounds like fast startup is causing an issue, or your Hibernate files becoming corrupted. Could be. Might try keeping the battery out of it until you have tested for a few days without it, because a bad battery can cause problems like that on there. All right, I think I got time for a couple more. Let's see. Specialist Swan 516, interpreting Wireshark packet data to diagnose wireless issue. Help! Have severe IT literacy and competence. I don't know if I can help you with a Wireshark packet data. Let's see. Last couple weeks is gone. What is it? Router will simultaneously lose internet connectivity. All wireless devices connected through my router will simultaneously lose internet connectivity for a few minutes at a time all throughout the day. Last couple of weeks, gone about 20 times, about 200 times a day. That's too many. After about 9 p.m. it lets up, but then the next morning it starts all over again. That is weird. Ethernet cable connect TV has never had an interruption, so it's just Wi-Fi stuff. Suspected failing router, 5 years old. Okay, replaced with a new one. Oh, same problem though. I then suspected a strained electrical breaker. I think that would just break and you'd have no power at all instead of being the problem. Plug the new router and outlet on a different breaker, right? I checked the 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi channel via acrylic for interference. Unlikely issue because we have no close neighbors and there is very little overlap from neighbors since they are on channels 1 or 6 and I am on 3. Okay, that's fun to coordinate that with your neighbors. Lastly, download Wireshark and capture packet data during a time when connectivity on all. Now, let's see. Incorrect. You're overlapping with neighbors on both channels. Oh, the only channels you should ever use for 2.4 gigahertz are 1, 6, or 11. How about that? I did not know that. By using 3, you're overlapping the neighbors on both 1 and 6. That isn't what Wireshark is for. It's not going to help you. All right, cool. Knows a lot more about it than I do, so I will leave that person in good hands there. Okay, loud GPU, that's the video card, graphics processing unit from No Relationship 4084. And yeah, I used to be like that too. I hear you, man. Maybe it'll come back around. So when I start my PC, it boots up, norm. And after a few minutes, the screen goes black and my fan starts spinning faster. Tried disassembling it and getting the dust off of it, but nothing changed. Yeah, dust probably not the issue. GTX 1060, 6 gigabytes, so jealous. So gel, I have the toast gel. I have the GTX 1050 Ti, so you are better than me by 2 gigabytes of RAM on that bad boy, and by the number 50 TX to the 60, so a little bit better than mine. I have a much newer i5 processor though. I think I only have 8 or 12, maybe 12 gigabytes, or maybe 16. I don't know. Let's check. You right click on the Windows icon there, the start button, and you go to system and it will tell you that information. 8 gigabytes. Okay, that's all I have. So, and that's fine for running just about any game. Oh, I couldn't run Elden Ring, and I'm so happy about that because it seems that game might be a little bit overrated. Oh, look, they have a HDD. Boop, boop, boo, doo. I don't know what 300 watt font means, but if that means it's a 300 watt power supply, I don't even know would that work for the video card. Let's see. GTX 1060 power supply requirements. 350 to 400 watts. The recommended power supply for that card is 350 to 400. Yeah. That's weird. I don't know what font, font means. Supposed to be power supply, I guess. Or PSU, power supply unit. Power supply for that video card is 350 to 400 watts. So definitely change out that power supply first thing. Firefox saving logins even when it's turned off. Using the Firefox Internet Browser, I have everything in the logins and passwords section ticked off and 0 logins saved in the save logins page. Yet still get autofill recommendations when filling out emails or usernames. Did I miss something? It's probably pulling it from a different browser, perhaps. Need to turn autofill off as well. It saves emails, etc. Okay, cool. Did not know that. JIT-bit recorder, I don't know that. Repeat, a group of actions between 0 and X doesn't seem to use value 0. Okay, don't know nothing about that. This is from Nave 1201, and this will be the last one. It's been about an hour, I think. Trying to delete files, but Windows says I need to have admin permissions. Any way to force delete them? No. Well, when you have admin, I'm the only user on my PC and am administrator. Edit do. I had to restart my PC. I don't know how to change Flare, but consider this solved. Okay. So maybe it just was a little glitch and restarting helped. So could have other issues as well. Should mark this as, you can mark them as solved if you're the poster, when you go back to the post, it will give you an opportunity to mark it solved. So the person could do that. Let's see. Let's try one more then, since that one was so quick phrasing. Omar the Cool. All right, and normally I'll give my boy a break, or girl, female, young lady, male, whatever it is, a break. But normally when the username is blank the cool, that generally means they're anything but we'll give that person a break. Switched out power supply from Coolmaster 600 watts light to EVGA 750 watt golden problems arise. And if that's all the changes that you did, the problem is the last item you changed out before you started having the problems. But people think that, oh, I just bought this new power supply. There's no way that could be the problem. It's got to be something else. So definitely you go zhreet and you put that 600 watt Coolmaster back in there and see if you have problems. If you don't, the problem is the brand new power supply. Yep. All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to be annoying there. Switch my PC's power supply to a fairly better performing one and no output can be detected. Power switch is non-responsive. Rear fan won't work and PC CPU fan is extremely loud. Won't stop running. My PC is pre-built and I tried my best to wire the motherboard to the cables needed, but I don't know how to fix this issue. Does anyone know what might be the problem? Oh, beep, 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 beep. All right. So sometimes you have on a pre-built system, you don't have the pins that you need to attach the pins. Oh, wait a minute. That's not it. Because you didn't change that. That's motherboard. Hold on. To wire the motherboard to the cables needed, but I don't know how to fix this. Oh, you know what? You probably forgot the things. Nobody answered this one yet? What do we got? Rear fan won't work and, okay, yeah. So you probably missed a lot of connections from the power supply as far as where the old ones were plugged in. Make sure you plug in the CPU power cable, CPU 4 or 8 pin power cable, and that will be located near the CPU. That is necessary for you to get any video at all. Usually the case fans will be plugged into the motherboard, but it's possible they were plugged directly into the a power supply cable instead. The long connection R16 is the main power for the board. You may also have to plug a power cable into your video card if you have one. If you to be safest, I would Ask for assistance from someone that knows more about computers to assist you. Also, if you are unsure about something, you can watch a video about how to build a computer to see all the different power connections. For that matter, there are probably videos on all the different types of power cables coming from a power supply. Whoops, not supply, that's supply. Here we go. All right, that's a lot, and that's the news from that. And let's see, let's go back. Let's refresh to see if we got any notifications from people responding to the advice I typed so far. Yes. All right, got an upvote. Types out in whatever window I have open unless it tabs itself out onto another. Thanks for the reply. Okay, yeah, try that. With our hardware, let's see, but it was something else. My motherboard disables 2 SATA ports when NVMe drive is used. Okay, so everybody figured out their stuff. It wasn't exactly what I said some of the time, but I was still on the right track, but thankfully they figured it out. Alrighty, this concludes Tech Support with Coach Steve Money, episode number 28. And we will see you next time. Once again, I'm Steven Simpson. Most people call me Steve, also known as Coach Steve Money. I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And you can schedule a free financial assessment / consultation with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. Email is coachstevemoney@gmail.com if you have a question about anything on my channel, including the financial stuff, including computer stuff. I'll be more than happy to talk with you about that. And donations can go to paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney if you like my content and want to support me. Thank you so much, and make smart, technical, and smart financial decisions every day.